Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the Reshii wraps, the brand new artifact cloak coming in patch 11.2 Ghosts of Koresh. In this video we're going to talk about everything you need to know about this cloak, how to unlock it, what it does, how to upgrade it, everything you need to know about this cloak. But before we jump into that, guys, I do want to give a massive thank you to everyone who is a channel member and of course everyone who supports over on Patreon. I really appreciate all the support, and if you want to support us in that way, I'll leave a link down below. Alright, so yes, the Reshii wraps, the artifact cloak of patch 11.2. This is going to be your main cloak you're going to be having the entire time of the patch. This cloak is integral to the zone of Koresh and the raid, as you will use it to kind of port through different things and interact with different things using an extra action button. It's also kind of interlinked with phase diving, which is a world activity in Koresh. This cloak is upgradable and is very likely going to be your best in slot, so you will not be getting any other cloaks during patch 11.2. However, you will get different cloak appearances from different cosmetics and things like that, but the actual cloak you can be wearing is going to be your Reshii wraps. So let's begin by talking about unlocking it. You are going to unlock this on week 1. It has been confirmed that chapters 1 to 3 will be available on week 1 of 11.2. That's going to be August 5th in the NA region and August 6th in the EU. So once you get to the end of chapter 3 of the campaign, you'll have a quest to obtain your Reshii wraps and to get a fiber socket, which we'll talk about in a moment. After you've completed that quest, another quest will unlock to kind of open up a bit more of the stats and the upgrade tree for your Reshii wraps. But all of this is going to happen in week 1. So yeah, that's pretty good that we don't have to wait too long to get that. For alts, if you have already completed the quest line, you can just skip straight to it. It's really that simple. You literally get into Koresh and your alts will be able to go and grab your Reshii wraps immediately from entering. So yeah, there's no annoying questing or anything like that you need to do on your alts. You can literally just jump into Koresh and grab the artifact, which is wonderful. So I mentioned fiber sockets. What are fiber sockets? Fiber sockets are a new socket inside the Reshii wraps, and this is to basically pick your stats for the cloak. Once a fiber socket has been entered into the cloak, it will just give you that secondary stat. There are 1 of 4 to choose from the initial quest. However, if you do want to change it, you can just instantly interchange them. They're just simply purchased for 100 gold each from an NPC. So yeah, pretty simple to do. You can just swap and change those as you like, which is really nice. But that is the basic one. That is the basic one that you're going to purchase for 100 gold. If you want to get a more upgraded one, that is actually created by tailors. Now, the tailors can learn this once they reach renown 5. They can purchase the recipe, and for a tailor to craft them, it takes 5 adorning ribbon, 5 exquisite weaver cloth bolt, and 2 gleaming shards. Now, these are BOP, so you will need to do a work order for them if you are a non-tailor, but the tailoring fiber sockets will give you more stats than the standard ones that you purchase for 100 gold. On top of just having secondary stats, it is also an effect on this cloak, which is dependent on your role. And this is unlocked on the first level of the upgrade tree for your Reshii wraps, which presumably will be in week 1 as well. So for tanks with a Reshii wraps, it says your spells and abilities have a high chance to coalesce the energy around you, granting you a shield that reduces damage taken by 20% up to a certain amount of damage, and upon falling below 40% health, gain this effect at 500% effectiveness, and it says this effect may only occur every 6 minutes. For a DPS, it says your harmful spells and abilities have a chance to focus latent energies around you, dealing arcane damage split between your target and nearby enemies, and enemies below 35% health take 20% additional damage. And for healers, it says your helpful spells and abilities have a chance to gather dormant energy to heal an injured ally. Overhealing from this effect grants an absorb shield for 20 seconds. So yeah, some pretty great abilities there. Obviously, they just switch and change when you do change your roles, which is really nice. Now, I did mention it, but yes, we are going to be upgrading this cloak. The upgrade tree is kind of basic. It is just your standard sort of talent tree with just 1 line. There are 5 different upgrades which do grant different things, and every upgrade level actually increases the item level of the cloak as well. The base item level of this cloak as of PTR is 694. To upgrade your cloak, you're going to need a new currency called ethereal strands, and for every level of upgrade you need 3 ethereal strands. Now, the current theory is that we obtain 3 a week, so each upgrade level will be each week, but it could end up being a lot less with catch up in place for your missed weeks. So yeah, if you miss a week, maybe you'll just get some more from somewhere else or something like that. It seems like this won't be too egregious, but we'll have to see what happens in practice. The good thing about this currency is it comes from literally everything you do in the War Within. It comes from delves. It comes from tier 4 to 11 delves that even are non-bountiful. It comes from Mythic Plus. It comes from literally any PvP. It comes from the raid Manaforge Omega, and it comes from a weekly activity called Warrants in Koresh, which are essentially just weekly quests to kill a specific mob. So yeah, very easy weekly quests to do. The amazing thing about this currency is that it is completely account-wide. There's no transferring. It is literally just an account-wide currency, similar to how Trader's Tender is, how it's just the same amount across all of your characters. But it does not go in the currency tab. It's a behind-the-scenes currency, which can only be viewed in the upgrade window or at an NPC, or you can do like a /script command or something like that. But it will cap out at 15, which is the total amount to get all of the upgrades on your Reshii wrap. So it seems like 3 a week with 5 different levels of upgrades to your Reshii wrap. So let's talk about those upgrades. So the first upgrade is called Boon of the Reshii. Obtaining this will put your cloak at item level 701. This says that it unlocks the ethereal power of the Reshii wraps, giving the cloak its ethereal ability and allowing phase diving. Now, phase diving is an outside world activity which is kind of interlinked with the Reshii wraps. I've done a whole overview video on that. If you do want to check it out, I'll leave a link down below. But yeah, essentially this is just kind of the rift system of Korthia. You go into like a different world, there's different NPCs and things like that, and the cloak is very much entangled with that system. And you'll see in some of these upgrades that it is kind of, you know, your phase diving will advance through upgrading the Reshii wraps. The second upgrade is Secret of the Depths. Getting to this upgrade will increase your cloak to item level 707. It says, imbue more energy into the Reshii wraps, enhancing its power. An ethereal presence now lingers in Khazad delves, revealing secret rooms. And you may now find phase orbs that increase your primary stat while phase diving, and phased orbs have a chance to recover phase lost appearances. So let's talk about these. So the upgrade to delves is actually really cool. So when you're doing a delve, basically there's a chance that an ethereal portal will appear during the delve. Going through this portal actually sends you into kind of like a boss rush mode where you kill a couple of bosses. Killing these bosses will actually finish the delve. So yeah, I did this in one of the delves and I was done with a tier 8 delve in like less than 6 minutes. It was actually incredible. So yeah, if you get these portals come up in your delve, it's fantastic and is definitely like kind of a skip to the end sort of thing. So really like that. Phase orbs are something that appear during phase diving. They'll just be around, and the phase lost appearances are just a bunch of different weapon appearances which have been added to the game, and there's actually an achievement linked to that, which does also reward a mount. So that's what you're going to get at the second upgrade. At the third upgrade, you have Orbs of Power. This is going to increase your cloak to 714 item level. It says, imbue more energy into your Reshii wraps, enhancing its power. Enemies killed while phase diving now have a chance to spawn phase orbs, increasing your primary stat. And then also it just goes on about phase orbs again. It also says that you can now ride the phase lost slatebacks in phase diving. So basically this is enabling ground mounts in phase diving. When you mount up inside the phase diving phase, your mount will turn into this phase lost slateback. So essentially this is enabling ground mounts. You're going to love this upgrade because it's a little bit miserable when you can't mount up inside phase diving. So yeah, the third upgrade is going to be a welcome change to your phase diving experience. On the fourth upgrade, you have What Lies Beyond. This is going to increase your Reshii wraps to item level 720. It says imbue more energy into your Reshii wraps, enhancing its power, and it also says that you can see treasures in Koresh while phase diving. So yeah, just enables some treasures inside phase diving. And then the final upgrade is the Regalia of the Reshii, and this is going to increase your item level to 730. This is higher than Mythic Dimensius item level, by the way, so super high. It says imbue more energy into your Reshii wraps, enhancing its power, and unlocking the appearance of the Reshii cowl and Reshii scrolls. So the Reshii cowl and scrolls are a matching helm and shoulder transmog for your Reshii wraps. So yeah, it's just a little ensemble basically that you unlock at the final upgrade. So each upgrade is obviously going to increase your power to your Reshii wraps, which is great, and enhance your phase diving. But phase diving is, it's okay for the most part. There's some good rewards and things like that. And as mentioned, there is a video I made on that. So yeah, that's Reshii wraps. That is everything you need to know about the Reshii wrap system in 11.2. Kind of interesting to see them going down this direction. I would imagine in the pre-patch for Midnight and things, we're going to be removing this Reshii wraps. I would imagine getting a normal cloak again at some point. But yeah, let me know down below what your thoughts are on the return of an artifact cloak. Not too bad in regards to upgrading it, at least it seems. It's not like your, Heart of Azeroth or your artifact weapon or anything like that. There's no artifact power or anything. things. So yeah, for the most part, seems very, very easy to upgrade. The ethereal strands seem to come from everywhere. But yeah, do let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'll definitely love to check that out. But guys, if you did like this video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to support me outside of YouTube, I'm also on Patreon and I'm on Twitter, MrGMYT, and I have a partner Discord channel as well. And also I am streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, War Within, 11.2 PTR, any sort of WoW, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.